Hello, Molly Friedrich in Austin, Texas. And today I have my good friend Debbie Jett. She is joining us for agents around the United States. And we just can't wait to get to know you a little bit. So I've got some questions, but Debbie, tell us what we need to know. Just a little brief intro about you first.
I am an associate broker. I was a managing broker, but I do have a team. I have a team of 5 agents. I am in Fredericksburg, Virginia, which is halfway between DC and Richmond, Virginia. So we're right off that I-95 corridor, the main corridor that everybody likes to travel. Been doing real estate for 25 years.
Just a day or two. You probably have seen a few things, right? Yeah. So, we're at the end of May of 2026. What are you seeing in your area, in your market right now?
Well, most of the over asking price offers are not there anymore. If they are, it's very slightly over. We are seeing that the buyers are being very picky about what they're getting. The house has to be in immaculate order. It better be painted and ready. They want it move-in ready. I think one of the reasons for that is with the interest rate being a little bit higher, they want to make sure that this is a longer term purchase for them. So they want they ask about how old is the roof? What is the HVAC, the life expectancy of the HVAC, the hot water heater? They're asking a lot of questions where before they didn't really care about it because they said, oh, I can replace that. I can replace that. I just put it into the house. That's not the way anymore. They're looking, and they're also looking at where, maybe a few years ago, they were looking at the house that was just going to be their stepping stone to their next one. Now they're looking at this house is going to be my house for 10 years or 12 years, or, it's going to be a longer haul. Yeah. So they're looking for that longer range home. So if they are a young family with maybe one child, they're looking at, maybe I'm going to have 2 children or 3. So I want a 4-bedroom house, not just a 3-bedroom house.
That's right. Yeah, that longer look. So those major systems are really important. And then the longevity for their family, right? That it's going to work for them.
Now, if that's a first-time home buyer, that's what they're looking at. But say it's somebody that might be a little more established, and they're looking at coming to the area because maybe their job transfer, they're looking at it the opposite way. They're looking at it as, I want a 1 level because I don't know of my mobility later. Or they might have a elderly parent that might be needing to move in with them. So they want that bedroom on the main level. Or they're looking at, combination or having people that come there. So they're looking at maybe the family gatherings or a good gathering place. So you've got, again, like I said before, in the beginning in the market when I started, and even probably 10 years ago, people were like, okay, this is going to make my house for 3 years. They're not looking at it that way anymore. They're looking at, this might be my only purchase I make. To a house, or this will be my purchase and take me through my kids and everything until I'm ready to retire. And then maybe look for something else.
Interesting. Yeah. Are you seeing it more a buyer's market, a seller's market, or is it kind of evened out?
We're still a seller's market a little bit. Now, normally if it's an equal market, it's 6 months worth of inventory. And right now we only have about 3 months worth of inventory. A lot of our area here, because we have such a strong military government presence, a lot of them still had the militaries that were moving. They had the 2% and 3% interest rates. So they're renting them instead of selling them. So we don't have as much of the inventory for the sale because of that. I mean, my daughter was a prime example. They got transferred 2 years ago to Iowa, and they had bought their house, and they have a 2.5% interest rate on their house in Fairfax, which is basically a really good area because they worked at the Pentagon. And she bought our house very well, at $640,000. It's now worth $1.2 million.
Oh my goodness gracious!
Interest. So the prices have gone way up. So it's still a great time to buy because our prices always have gone up because of being that bedroom community for DC. So she rented it, and she rented it for $5,000 a month. And so, which made her payments on her mortgage. And she says, Mom, I know I'm going to have to come back to the Pentagon because of their military position. She said, I can't afford to buy my own house back. So I want it at the 2%. I'm not going to get rid of that. So she was one of many that did that, officers that came into the area, whether it be to Quantico Marine Base, to the command college that's there, or to the Pentagon, or we have AP Hill Army Base that is south of us. We have Dahlgren Navy Surface Warfare to the east of us. Quantico Marine Corps Base, which is also the FBI, CIA, Homeland Security, just to the north of us. And then, of course, again, DC. We're 45 miles south of DC. So then you've got the Pentagon, Anacostia, and any of the Secret Service, so on and so forth, that would be working up there. So we're
definitely got the military coverage, don't you?
We have every branch of the service, and including what is the other one? What's the new one? Space.
Yeah.
Too? Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy. That's crazy. Now, for someone who isn't familiar with the area and they're moving in, tell us some of the things that maybe surprise people or that you maybe coach them through to prepare them for making that change.
Okay. Again, like I said, a lot of the people here north to DC, our traffic in the morning, our traffic starts at 5 a.m. and the military bases end at 3. So our traffic in the evening starts at 3, so it's a little bit off. We do have a VRE, which is the Virginia Railway Express, so people can commute by train. We also have bus pools, van pools, things along that line that if they don't want to drive. I-95 is our main corridor, and it does get very, very busy. And in the summertime, like now, people going to the beaches and stuff, vacations, it gets a little busy on Saturdays and Sundays even. The traffic gets jammed. So we have what they call HOV, or high occupancy lanes. If you have 3 or more in your vehicle, it doesn't cost anything. But if you want to pay, we have an easy pass and you can pay. But that pay fluctuates depending on what the traffic is. So the most I saw it was $36 it can be very expensive. Now, some of the people, if they're moving to it, they can negotiate as part of their salary to be able to pay for that, or parking.
Oh, interesting.
In DC, parking is very expensive. So depending on where they're working at, they have to take that into consideration as well. So that's why the train works well, because it goes up and then it can get with the metro at DC. Also, because we're like halfway between DC and Richmond, a lot of times we'll have like a husband or wife that might work in DC and the opposite might work in Richmond, because Richmond has a lot of banking, a lot of other things there. One of the other things that has come to light, a lot of people probably don't understand about Virginia. Virginia is the #1 state for data centers.
Oh.
And right now, just in Spotsylvania County, we have 9 going in. And I think in our particular area, I think that they said something like 100 and some data centers, which is Amazon too has their headquarters in DC, or just outside of DC. And so Amazon has built, I think it's 6 data centers, huge data centers near us. There's something about our networking here with our fiber optics. This is the ultimate area for businesses that have any type of a computer generation, like Carvana is in Richmond, because they do everything. Like I said, Amazon, of course. Oh gosh, I'm trying to think of the other one. You've got Boeing, and you've got all these other things that are like government contractors that are in the area. And of course, all of them use the data. And not just that, but even the Army, the Marines, the Navy, all of the military is using AI now as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we need the data centers for that. And we just seem to be that general area that seems to be clustering them all together.
Wow. Very interesting. Give us an idea price point wise. You know, what's maybe the average or median in your area? Where you see them right now?
Okay, in Fredericksburg alone, the average price is $479,000.
Okay.
The further north that you go, the higher the price goes.
Got it. Yeah.
So if you're looking in Spotsylvania County, that's kind of the average for Spotsylvania. In Stafford, the average is like $550. But if you're going to Prince William County and into Fairfax, going up a little bit further north, you're talking about $700,000, $800,000. And that's one of the things that a lot of people that are military that do get transferred in get shocked, because a price of home in, say, like if they move from Killeen, Texas, a nice 2-story colonial is what, $365?
Maybe. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what my daughter had in Killeen, Texas. That is worth $1.2 million in Fairfax County.
Yeah.
So the sticker shock of people that are moving in from out of state, we're not quite California prices, but we do have, the new construction and stuff is around the 550 to 650 range, for the newer houses. We do have a lot of solar energy that they're putting on the houses, the new construction, trying to make them the green houses, green energy houses. So, I mean, it's a great area because we're really good location. If you want to go up to DC for the culture, if you want to go to Richmond, we're 2 hours from the beach.
Yeah, perfect.
Beach.
Yeah.
An hour or so from the Chesapeake Bay if you want to go that way. An hour to the mountains if you want to go to the mountains. I mean, there's a lot of
Got it all.
And we have a lot of wineries, different wine tours. The other thing is, if anybody's a history buff, Fredericksburg city proper is older than Williamsburg, because Williamsburg burnt years ago. Fredericksburg didn't. And of course, Fredericksburg is where George Washington's boyhood home is. And we have more presidents that came from this particular area than any other area.
Oh, that's cool.
James Madison, and of course, Charlottesville, which isn't that far, Thomas Jefferson. So if somebody was really into history and liked that, I'll give you another example. In the Civil War, if you read some of the books, are all written from this area, because this was one of the turning points of the Civil War. I live on the farm that's been in my husband's family for 250 years. We had a guy this past week that was metal detecting on the property, and he came up with a U.S. Confederate belt and a live round ammunition, which
no way.
But wow, right down the street, the church down from that kind of borders our property was used as a Confederate hospital during the Civil War. So this is kind of the turning point or whatever of the Civil War. And then they started marching back, and the Union troops were pushing them back to Richmond.
Got it.
So we have a lot of battlefields here. It's the Battle of Chancellorsville, Battle of Spotsylvania, the Bloody Angle, Murray Heights. I mean, that's all here. So
sounds fantastic. Great place to live, great place to visit, great place to have people, when you move there, have your family come visit, then you've got all sorts of things to show, right? Yeah.
We do. We have a lot. People just love the area. And they're also just building probably about 5 miles from my office, a Kalahari, huge water park.
Yeah. That's funny. We have one here in Round Rock. That's great. That'll be fun. Yeah. Yeah.
So it's supposed to open the fall of this year.
Okay. Fall of 26. That's fun. Well, Well, one thing I definitely want you to talk about is what you love the most about helping people when they make a move, whether it's buying or selling. What just is so exciting about your job and what you get to do?
It's always different every day.
Yeah, yeah,
There is
yeah.
there is no 2 days the same. The fun part is it's kind of like in some ways, if you can think about it, sometimes like a scavenger hunt. I mean, if you like the thrill of the hunt. So somebody comes to you and says, hey, I want a 3-bedroom, 2-bath home. Well, that kind of fits the majority of the houses that are out there, right? You can have a townhouse, you can have a single family home, or you can have a McMansion that all
Yeah.
fits that thing. So it's narrowing it down and actually talking to the people, finding exactly what meets their needs. I like helping people and getting them to get to where they need. I mean, I love going to see the houses. I like to see how people decorate it differently,
Sure. Yeah.
just kind of, that's why HGTV is so popular. Everybody likes that, right?
Right.
Um,
Right.
we like that part, but I think I know it's kind of cliche, but the helping the people, and especially like a first time home buyer and their enthusiasm and just watching it. And the other thing is that I've got people over the years that I sold them a house. Now I'm selling their kids a house.
Yes.
I watch to see their kids grow up, and then they have grandchildren. And, working by referral is what we do, so that I stay in contact with them. And it's just like one big family. They stay with us for all those years. So you get to see them, grow up and become their own,
That's right. That's right. You really get to see them live out that dream, don't you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. 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 Oh my goodness. Well, I have to say, I have not come to visit you, and now I want to because you kind of sold me on the area. It sounds pretty fantastic. I would love it. I would love it. And to anybody who might be watching this, I just want you to know that we can always connect you with Debbie if you are thinking about either buying or selling in the Virginia area. She is the expert and would love to help out. Thanks for now, and we'll see you on the next recording.
Thanks. Bye.